Hi, I'm Pattu from freefincal. Today let's discuss a question from a young earner who says, I'm confused about how much I need to plan for retirement and how to plan for it. He is actually given a long questionnaire. He's got several questions about what he wants to do, about his debt and so on. So I have explained that in detail in the article. I'm not going to discuss that here because it's very specific to him. If you already did not know, all the articles are available in the channel's community page. That's the reason why I don't link it to every video. So every day you can just follow the channel's community page and you will be able to read all the articles. If you have not read it, you can just go over there and read it. So let's get to this. So a very, very simple thumb rule for retirement, if you don't want to do any calculation or whatever, is that if X is your monthly expense today, then the total investment for your retirement, that is EPF plus PPF plus all mutual funds, stocks, whatever, that total investment should be at least 75% of X. Preferably it should be 100% of X. So X here means monthly expenses that will persist in retirement. So if you are paying, for example, if you have a child and if you are paying a tuition fee for that child, or if you are paying for some violin class or guitar class for that child every month, that's not going to continue when you retire. So obviously that should not be there. EMI should not be included. So only your monthly expenses that you think will persist even when you retire, that should be your X. So 75 to 100% of X you should invest every month. If you can invest more than that, it will be better. If you want financial independence early, then you have to go for 150% of X, 200% of X, or more than that. When I have been able to, because I have a frugal lifestyle, I have been investing 2 times X, sometimes 3 times X also in this journey. But that may not be possible for everybody. So you have to adjust. But minimum attempt for 75%. But please remember, when I started, 50% of X was also very difficult for me. But things happen. That's when you need that qualifications, you need that education, you need that job, everything happens. I mean, it's a mixture of everything, opportunities, on-site opportunities, whatever it is. Some people don't realize that they are not going to get all those, and they have their own they develop their own secondary source of income. Whatever it is your job to try and increase your income as much as possible. You cannot be sitting and complaining, oh, that guy became financially independent because he went on site. That's what a loser says. I mean, we should not be losers here. We should sit and do what we can given our situation. That's all. Right. So the other point which came out in the question is that retirement planning is a yearly exercise. It is not a one-time effort. You can't simply do this calculation once and say, that's it, I have done it. Every year your situation will change, your expenses will change, income changes, so many things change. So you have to take these factors into account and redo the calculation. Redo means you don't have to sit and build something. Already you would have done the calculation. You have to check the inputs every year. So there are many ways to do the retirement planning calculation. I will show you a very quick order of magnitude estimate in this video. Then I have already made a video of how to do a rough calculation. You can check this in the in the past videos. And I also have a robo advisory template which will give you a full-fledged realistic calculation. It will also take into account retirement planning buckets, and it will also take into account how to manage the asset allocation as you start investing from today and so on. All that will be done automatically. I have a realistic solution for that as well. It's up to you what you choose. So if X is your monthly expense today, that will continue for life. Then if you consider 7% inflation, that X will double every 11 years. So after 22 years, I think this person is 27 years old. So that's why I have taken 22. So it will be about 50. So after 22 years, then the current monthly expense will increase to about 5 times X, roughly on the safe side. We'll say it as 5x. Please recognize only current expense. That is why you should do the planning every year, because X will change every year. So you have to keep doing the calculation every time. So the at age 50, the annual expense will be 12 into 5x. So it will be 60x. Now, I have already made a video saying that 50 is the new 60. Nobody is going to, corporate people, they are not going to retire at 60. That's just unlikely. That's not going to happen. You can sit and daydream all you want. I've seen some criticism on this, but I can tell you the reality is that most people will not have the health to work beyond 50. 55, if they can push it, better to keep it at 50. So assuming that 50-year-old will live to 90, because we may not have the health to work, but the problem is there is medicine available today, techniques available today, that they will stick tubes all over us and keep us alive. That's the problem. I mean, we cannot die when we want to. That's the problem with life. So if you assume that inflation after retirement is 6%, and if you make a unrealistic assumption that after 22 years, the return on the portfolio after tax will be 6%. That is same as inflation, zero real return, which is unrealistic. Even today, getting 6% after tax is hard. After 22 years, it will be even more harder. But that's why you should do the calculation again and again. Change the return estimates also. Then the corpus required will be 40 times the annual expense. So annual expense, we said, it is 60x. So 40 times 60x is 2400 times x. So if x today is 25,000 rupees for that person, then you need approximately 6 crores. This is the approximate calculation. It's very, very approximate. Please remember, zero real return is unrealistic. It's quite wrong. All these young people, especially those guys on Reddit, will say, oh, this guy Pattu is wrong. He doesn't know. I will get 2% real return. I will get 4% real return. There is one guy called Money Mustache. He has said 4% real return. Therefore, I will also get it. All those arguments I have seen, sir. I have been in this game for too long. I'm just too tired for all this nonsense. When I was young, I also thought that. But as we get older, we understand how difficult getting real return is. Post-tax real return of even 1% after retirement is extremely hard. Please appreciate that and don't make unrealistic calculations. If you I have already made another full-fledged calculation. You can see this article here. This tells you how the robo advisory template works. I'm 30 and I wish to retire by 50. How should I plan my investments? I'm not sure if I made a video on this. Maybe I should make a video on this. So that's about it. So if you can invest 25,000 rupees, if that person can invest 25,000 rupees a month from April 2022, that person said he can invest only from April, and increase this investment by 20%. This is very crucial. And for a approximate portfolio return of 9%, the corpus will be about 5 crores close after 22 years. Again, this 9% is a wrong estimate, because you have to change your asset allocation continuously, and you cannot hope to have 50%, 60% equity all through. So things will change. So you have to appreciate that and plan as per that. So if you have any further questions on retirement planning or anything, you can post it below. I'll try to make a video or article on it.